Hey, it's episode 50. Not going to talk about what we're talking about today, but some stuff happened, and we're going to talk about it. Music, go.
And then there came a day like many others. The best Flarking podcast. Your nerd's eye view of TV, film, comics, and video games. With you as always, your mother Flarking hosts, Dunners and Reeg. Fellas, show them who they're flarking with.
What's up, everybody? It's episode 50 of the best Flarking podcast.
Episode
it is 3/28/2017. It has been about 51 weeks since our last podcast, and that's because a lot of stuff happened, a.k.a. Adam had a lot of commercial work to do. Reeg had to buy a brand new top floor penthouse mega apartment with all of his monies. And,
first time recording in the new spot.
That shit happened. But yeah, so there's a bunch of shit. That's old shit.
Whole lot.
Old shit, new shit, gold shit, blue shit.
I feel like we are about to go
gold
on
jacket, green
quite
jacket,
the
who
journey.
gives a shit? So, you know,
the journey.
let's get right down into the dumbest news.
Let's get into it.
There's a Venom movie coming out that does not exist in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, does not contain Spider-Man, and is going to solely focus on the Venom character without ever explaining the origins of it being a Spider-Man thing first. So this is going to be an abject failure.
Yeah, dude, in like the most spontaneous, random ass shit that's maybe ever happened in nerd movie stuff.
Exactly. Well, good thought.
You know, that's my contribution.
I don't understand.
Dude,
like,
I
you're like,
don't know. It's like, Sony, sit the fuck down. What do you?
not only is it a Venom movie, but they're like, yeah, we're putting on a Venom movie. It's rated R, and then on top of that, we're putting on a Silver Sable and Black Cat movie. It's like, you guys can't just start firing these off. We're putting our own universe together, and it's completely not part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Like, well, is Tom Holland still Spider-Man in this universe? Yeah, well, then it's part of the fucking Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Right.
It just happens to take place in an alternate dimension if you're not going to reference the events of what happened in the other stuff, which is Marvel's fun way of saying that Fox's shit is part of their universe, and the Fantastic Four stuff, those are all just alternate universes.
It never happened. Fingers
Multiverse.
in ear holes. La 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 la.
Everything happened and nothing happened all at the same time. Yeah.
We got the short list of what directors today or something.
Yeah, and Adi Shankar is on there, and he's already done a Venom movie.
Right.
So good for him. I don't think he's gonna get it, but you can see that Sony is like, we learned what Marvel knew when we worked with them on Civil War and Homecoming, so therefore we no longer need them, and we'll make our own bold maneuvers. Maneuvers is short for maneuvers.
In case you guys didn't catch that.
They didn't know.
Yeah.
They can lie and say they did know, but we know that you didn't know. And that's okay. You don't know what you don't know. But you do know what you do know. And when you lie about knowing what you do know and saying that you don't know, that's no way to live your life.
My brain just broke. Oh,
yeah,
God.
baby. Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. So Sam Jackson fucking dropped
You
what?
put me onto this.
Yeah, I did put you onto this. This is like a wild and crazy kids situation. Like
I had
Sam Jackson.
no idea.
I mean, at this point, I honestly feel like he's just angling so he can get back in there because they have no plans to use him for anything.
He's just fishing.
He's like, Nick Fury's out there trying to find the skull, and they're like, wait, the skull? What, does he mean Red Skull? Does he mean Castle Grayskull? Is He-Man part of the Marvel Universe? He's just trying to find the skull. Is he trying to find his DVD copy of The Skull starring Joshua Jackson and Paul Walker from 2000?
That might be what it is.
I would watch a movie about Nick Fury trying to find a DVD that clearly has been out of print for a long time. It's a good movie, The Skulls.
Checking every vacant commercial place that used to be a...
He goes to the one Blockbuster in Tallahassee, Florida. I don't know if there actually is a Blockbuster in Tallahassee, Florida, but for the sake of that story, there was. So,
Damn right.
Don't Google it. That's all I'm saying, because it's probably not true. But those are the two little dinky fucking tiny who gives a fucking fuck.
But well, I
Tidbits.
give a fuck about the Sam Jackson line.
Well, I mean,
give
yeah,
all
but
the
there's
fucks.
there is no substantiating it.
None. But
There's no way. Like, that could be like Chris Evans being like, hey, I'm done being Captain America, but I want to be Captain America, but I don't want to be Captain America, but we'll talk about it later because it's in the list for us to talk about today.
it is. But we've,
Yeah, no,
we've
I get it.
speculated, you know.
I get it. Like, I would love it. I would love it if the Red Skull came back. I would love it. I would love to see Hugo Weaving back in there being like, Captain America. Meh. You've gotten...
failing.
You have gotten so much better at fighting since last I saw you. Fucking Cap would beat the shit out of the Red Skull.
God, it'd be so bad. But
Oh,
who
it'd be
knows
over
where
so
he's
quick.
been, what he's learned. Like that's a wild ass thing to think about. Like,
I mean, I think he's been just getting fucking beat to death by Asgardians over and over again.
you think that's where he ended up?
Yeah, sure. Or he's
Sure, but yeah.
or he's on Thanos' planet. Because I mean, the Tesseract opened to the other side of the universe, but he's been gone for like 90 years, so he'd have to like still be alive. Like he'd be all old and decrepit. Like,
That's an excellent point. But as we've learned from many Christopher Nolan movies, that time is
time is a bookshelf.
yeah.
I didn't care for that movie, so I don't know if that's the right. Time is like
It's
dust on a bookshelf.
Yeah,
Is that what it
something
is?
about dust and some love and family.
Time is dust on a bookshelf,
Yeah.
and you should love your family,
Yep.
but never clean your house.
Nailed it.
Is what that whole movie was about. It's also what Dunkirk is about. People are gonna be really mad when they see his new movie, and it's the same thing.
Just
Just imagine like
oh god.
Matthew McConaughey with Bane voice. Murph. I love you, Murph. That whole movie is just him going, Murph.
You're not lying.
Why would I?
I know. That's what I just.
Why would I have any impetus to lie?
I'm not lying about you not lying.
Oh my goodness. Oh, sweet baby G.
This is what happens when
Oh,
you take
man.
2 weeks off.
Good Lord.
Holy moly.
The final defender arrived.
Oh god.
The final defender is a white man. Oh boy, Iron Fist
Who
happened.
everybody's super butthurt about.
Well, I mean, I get it. I get the whole thing because Marvel did do the whole Tilda Swinton Ancient One maneuver, and people weren't done being mad about that, and then they tried to double down. But in this case, it wasn't like they doubled down on a kung fu master who was white, who was a different ethnicity. This dude's always been white,
Right.
And I feel like I tell you the truth. I read an article today. I felt that people probably wouldn't be so mad if the fight scenes were better, if Finn Jones was a better martial artist.
Agreed.
You know? And the article was like, yeah, for a lot of it, because the shooting schedule was so compact and so tight and they kept moving things around, I was learning the fight choreography on the day.
We must have read the same article.
And it's just like, damn. Sucks, bro. Really can tell that happened.
And you'd be able to talk more about this because I read a very similar article where, it's like, yeah, it definitely sucks to learn the day of. And granted, had you done any prior training, stuff like that, you may be a little bit better performing in those fight scenes. However, another article I had read had mentioned the way the director had filmed the fight scenes was basically shit compared to the way that Daredevil was done, compared to the way that JJ, Luke Cage, those types of things were done. The action scenes were just filmed not to their I guess to showcase the the better parts of what was going on there.
Right. I don't know.
I don't
because,
look
like,
at, as we always talk
because,
about,
like,
I can't see
but-
that shit.
But Cage's fight scenes were dog shit, and Jessica's weren't that great either. Like, they were, like look at the fight scenes in Luke Cage.
Sure, and I may be mentioning those two just because they're the other
Right.
two, but it was mainly the Daredevil fight scenes because of the number one, we had that single take hallway fight. Then we had to follow it up in season 2 with the stairway fight.
Right.
But there was something about the way that director had filmed the fight scenes that made them very real.
Well, I mean, they're also, you know, they're super gritty. They're long takes, and they're like the camera moves. There's a lot of like really like basic maneuvers that happen in Iron Fist, like a lot of stationary cameras. And I mean, like there's the fight scenes just aren't very good. Like they're not great combat. Like the tournament in episode 6, and when he fights the Drunken Master are the two highlights of the series. And those fights are okay. Like they're all right.
Sure.
You know, it's not like, oh shit, did you see that fucking hallway fight in Daredevil? You see that fucking stairwell fight?
Right.
You know,
right.
it's like it doesn't breach that territory. But like overall, I feel like there's just there was far too much anger from just like the glad handy back padding, like I'm so woke review system
dude,
that was out there, which is like, oh, Iron Fist is just a mountain of fucking problems, bro. It's just so fucking, he's just so white, and he's just always appropriating culture. And it's like, you know, the argument does hold water that it's like, you could have made him Asian. They most certainly could have, but those don't remedy the problems that Iron Fist did have as a series. Because
it has had, but not even in the series, but the fucking source material.
Right.
Like, it's been a problem since 1967 or whatever the fuck he debuted. Like,
so it's, you know, like, when it comes down to it, like, I feel like with Danny Rand's character, I do feel like him being white is, like, intrinsically tied to who he is and his journey, and, like, his relationship with Luke Cage. I feel like his whiteness kind of plays an important part of that relationship. So, like, for me, I was like, no, they shouldn't not gender, but ethno-flip him. My thoughts on the matter is that they should introduce, alongside the living weapon, they should have introduced the world's greatest martial artist in Shang-Chi. Like, they should have had him in there. Like, they really should have, because it really would have been an important thing to do. And with the fact that Finn couldn't learn the martial arts the way they were supposed to, it would have been a really neat thing to do to have Shang-Chi there to help Iron Fist become even better as a living weapon. But, like, I thought overall as a series, I thought it was better than Luke Cage. I felt that its consistency was far greater than all the other Marvel Netflix shows. It was consistently the same the whole way through, which, now granted, was not great, but was pretty good. It was pretty good the whole way. Mm-hmm. You know, it never did what Daredevil does in season 2 and kind of peter out into like a weird ninja fight on a rooftop. That's stupid. It doesn't do what Jessica Jones does and have really strong villain episodes and then really weak filler episodes. And it most certainly doesn't do what Luke Cage does, and that's present 8 phenomenal episodes and then 5 absolutely unwatchable episodes. Yep. So, like, when it comes down to it, it's like, yep, it's better than Cage, but it's not better than Jones or Daredevil or Daredevil season 2. And, you know, if you wanted to put, like, the best 8 episodes up, like, if you decided, if for some reason you were doing a metric of, we're going to grab 8 episodes from each series and put them up against each other, mm-hmm. I'm pretty sure the first half of Daredevil season 2 is the best 8 episodes. The Punisher arc in Daredevil season 2 is the best 8-episode run, followed by Luke Cage's first 8 episodes, then Jessica Jones, then the first season of Daredevil, and then Iron Fist. If you wanted to do it on an 8-episode run only. But if you have to, you know, rate it as a series, which you kind of do, because that's how they work, and I would say that Iron Fist, while not great, was better than Luke Cage's series was.
Yeah, I'm sure you saw my tweet. I said Netflix ranking of Marvel series. Number 1, Daredevil. Number 2, JJ. Number 3, Iron Fist. Number 4, Luke Cage. Don't at me.
Yeah, and like
fuck y'all. That's my feelings on it.
And the funny part about it is that despite this critical backlash, Iron Fist is the second highest rated Marvel Netflix series.
Really?
Yep.
That's tight.
Behind Daredevil. Like, the criticism did not derail any of that. So, like, it's not that it's like devil's advocate. It begs the question that with the recent stuff surrounding like Amy Schumer's comedy special, where all these alt-right kids and 4chan kids and just kind of angry alt-righties downvoted her stand-up special into oblivion, which I watched that stand-up special. Side note, I don't think Amy Schumer is the greatest stand-up comedian in the world, but I laughed a bunch of times during that special. I also like quite a few of her sketches on her show. But that being said, it begs the question of, if these alt-right kids are out here just tanking ratings for that, could they not also be the ones dedicated to making sure that the white superhero is the second highest behind the other white superhero, so that way the black guy and the woman superhero would tank?
You bring up an excellent point, and it's very possible, given what we saw with, I think, Mass Effect and its release of on PC. I mean, shit, it got like a 3.5 or something.
Yeah,
people were literally just waiting for the day they could submit user reviews and just hate rain on it,
and just shit on it, and blame the female staff for the animations not being great.
Just ridiculous shit. But
so it's I'm not trying to say that that's what it is, but I'm also not trying to not say that that's something we should ignore either when looking at the ratings.
Right.
But
no, it was a weird thing for me personally, because a friend of mine who I talked to a lot on Twitter about comic books and shit was watching it and felt that it was, what did he say? It was by episode 3 it got really good. Then by episode 6 it just got really weird and fell off. And I asked specifically, I was like, can you elaborate on that a little bit? Tell me what, is it the acting? Is it the writing? What is it about it that fell off? To which you couldn't really specify much. And 6, as you know, is where we get to I think is the fuck. What is 6? Now I can't remember. Damn it! Isn't that the one where he fights the 3?
Yeah, it's a little tournament or whatever.
Little tournament thing. Which to bring it all the way back before the series had even premiered, Finn Jones was making a lot of fucking comments that were like, it had me really worried, honestly. He was
about making it for the fans and doing that whole thing.
Exactly. It's not made for critics or reviewers. It's made for the fans. Then the whole thing about I think a lot of people hate this character because Donald Trump is in office now, and this character is a rich white guy who thinks he's entitled to everything, and yada yada yada. And I'm like, oh my god, this is bad. Like, this is super fucking bad. Like, what are you talking about, Finn? Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
So, point being is, I get to about episode 6, and I remember literally pausing it about halfway through the episode and writing a very lengthy DM to my friend saying, okay, this is super weird for me to say. However, I feel that Finn Jones is completely fucking justified in all of his comments.
Yeah.
I'm like, it is a fan service. It is entirely a fan service. If you are any fan of Iron Fist and have read any of the fucking source material, it's wonderful to watch.
This really is an Iron Fist story, right. And it's one of those things where it's like they're like his acting's so weird. He was like,
no, it's not. Just, it's so the guy who's been gone for fucking 16 years and is coming back to a world that he knows nothing about and had only lived with. I'm like, fucking put yourself in his shoes, you fucking lames. Like, what? Like, what? Yeah, I'm so confused. Like, are you literally that unable to look at it from that perspective?
Yeah, it's like, I mean, but the thing is, like, it's a hot button issue for it's just a hot button issue, man. Like, the whole Iron Fist, like, it's a tough time because, like, there are, like, we talked about it many times before, dude. Like, Asian actors are very, very underrepresented on all forms of art.
This isn't about that.
Well, sure, no, I know it's not, and I'm on that same page where it's like Danny Rand should be white. And it's like, it's one of those things where, like I've said before, it's like to pick the battles. It's like pick the battles, that we can win. And I honestly think that it's like, if it's that big a problem, do the boycott because the boycott's important. But like again, here it is cranking through the ratings and fucking making it happen. Mm-hmm. But like, it's one of those things that it's tough because it's like I get it. I get the anger, and I get that they could absolutely do it, and that it would have been a progressive choice, albeit one I disagree with, but I still would have liked it a lot, probably, even if he was Asian. I don't think I'd have a problem with it.
Oh, yeah, no.
I just don't think it's the one piece of recent comic book where you can be like, well, look at him whitewashing another role. It's like, dude, the character is white. So it's like, it's tough. But and I can understand why Finn Jones is mad because like, it's literally one of those things where, full disclosure, I'm a super bleedy heart liberal and I make my side money off of making fun of Republicans. So I get my, daily.
What? And you do what?
I run Evil Ice Cream Pictures. But like, I get harassed.
Guy?
Like I am him. I get harassed on the daily about, all of that, like just the most ridiculous things. And like, it really did feel like with like Finn Jones, when he is trying to like defend the series, that there were so many reviewers who were all trying to prove they were more outraged that it was like, God, this feels so like extreme social justice warrior style fuckery. Like it just felt like it was, because like the first line in just about every review I read was, well, Marvel's out here doing the white appropriation whitewashing thing again. It's like, dude, that's not what's happening.
No.
Like that's, it's like it just definitely isn't. Like, could you make the idea, like, can you make the link that it's like he's a white dude doing kung fu and that is cultural appropriation? Yeah, you could, but it's like in the breadth of the story though, he's from a mystical continent that shows up every 17 years. It's like I don't know. Like it's harder to make that play and sound like you have a leg to stand on. But it's like, I feel bad for Finn Jones and for, was it Jessica Fenwick?
Yeah, Colleen Wing.
Yeah, and it's just like for them to have to like,
for Colleen Wing,
for them to just have to go out there and like defend their series so hard when it's not even remotely close to bad.
Yeah,
it's like it's tough to be like, everyone
fight scenes are the worst. That's it. That's the ugly of it.
Yep. And I mean, the thing is like, where's the budget? Like, he can only use the Iron Fist once per episode.
I know.
It's really weird because it's just like, I get that they're trying to play the whole he doesn't know how to use his powers thing, but it wore really thin way too fast. Like, that shit doesn't fly. And then we got to see the awesome like mega punch at the end, and it's like, dude, we need more of that shit like all the time.
Agreed.
Like, that shit needs to happen all the time. And I get that. It's just like, I was talking to a buddy about this earlier, and like the biggest failing in Iron Fist is not that the dialogue can get corny or even if the fight scenes are bad. It's that it's a series built on half measures. Whereas, I laid on to Luke Cage just a moment ago about its failures. One of the things about having a show and taking it to places that can be truly great is that sometimes those places you're going to take it to aren't great and you fail. And with Iron Fist, I don't feel like they pushed anywhere that allowed them to fail. They stayed right in the middle of the road the entire time, and they made the half measure choice every time. They never chose anything that could be boom or bust. They chose everything that was safe, and the show feels like that. Whereas, like, Luke Cage, and I applaud Luke Cage because Luke Cage went for the boom or they went for the bust, and unfortunately they hit the bust with the whole flip the bad guy into his half brother Deus Ex Machina shit.
Yeah.
And that sucks. But the thing is I respect it. I respect the idea of going for something that is that big, and you can't hit a home run if you don't swing for it, right?
Yeah.
And so like Iron Fist was bunting, every time it was bunting. It was just trying to advance position, and it feels like it. It really does. And I feel like the biggest thing that Defenders can do is make up for the failings of Luke Cage and for the failings of Iron Fist by really pushing those two together and making their friendship and what has made them last for 50 years in the comics together on the forefront of Iron Fist.
Yeah, no, you make great points.
So
great points. How cool was it to see kind of Claire Temple get a lot of screen time actually, and sort of be the I guess the stitching between all of these different Netflix series.
And slowly kind of turn into Night Nurse.
You're right? With the claws?
Yeah.
And hangs onto them? Takes them?
Yep.
These are mine.
Yeah.
It's like, I see you.
Yeah, I see out there, Night Nurse. I'll tell you what, I love Rosario Dawson. Like, I've been in love with her forever. And I will watch anything she's in. Anything. I will probably go watch Josie and the Pussycats, the movie, tonight, just because, one, I love that movie, and two, I love Rosario Dawson. Moving along. I mean, that's pretty much, that's a pretty good little run on the Iron Fist.
There's really not much else to say about it, other than if you're not familiar with the source material, I would highly recommend going and reading some of it, especially Rubiker and Fraction's run on the Immortal Weapon Iron Fist. The collection, like an omnibus, I think it is. It's cheap. It's a paperback, and it's fucking awesome. And it's illustrated by David Aja, who did the recent Hawkeye run with Matt Fraction. But it's colors, it's panels, the way it's laid out, the story it tells of many Iron Fists who came before Danny Rand, because that's who we had so many damn Easter eggs in this thing. And that's why I think, back to my point of his comments being justified, is I'm watching this thing and I know the damn books. I've read them. I've read the one I'm mentioning right now, and what they recently did in 2015 or 2016 with the Living Weapon. Point being is that the guy we see in the video in the 40s, that's Orson. Orson something, who was the Iron Fist before Danny was. We also get, as soon as Davos showed up, I knew right away. I'm like, yo, Steel Serpent, baby.
Yeah, dude.
And the monk who keeps showing up in his visions, that's the Thunderer, who later on in the other run, the latter one that I was talking about, comes back to life and is kind of this mean ass fucking zombie dude who Danny needs to travel back to Kunlun for to battle. But anyways, Davos is actually the son of the Thunderer, who, as we saw at the end of the series, spoilers.
Yup.
Wants to hunt down Danny because he thinks he's unworthy of the Iron Fist. So he'll become the Steel Serpent.
I did really enjoy the Steel Serpent move.
Dude, I was so hyped.
One last closing thought. I missed the costume.
Agreed.
I missed Danny's costume. Even a modern version of it. I missed it.
Yep.
Kind of bummed me out.
Yep. Too many black sweatsuits.
Yeah, just fucking Massimo sweatpants.
Yep. just let's all wear the same fleece hoodie and
Massimo sweatpants.
Like yellow cowl with a green, or not even a yellow like neck warmer or something that he could pull up over his face with a green hoodie would have been a great tribute to his costume, yet still making it a little more modern.
Right. And it's just kind of like lame that he just is kind of like in tweed shirts the whole time.
Yep.
But we digress. A couple of quick life things that are most certainly podcast worthy. I got a Nintendo Switch.
You did.
And it's awesome. It's fucking so awesome.
I'm
it's the most beautiful, awesome. It's really little. It's kind of scary how tiny it is.
Like slightly bigger than an iPhone 6 Plus?
No, it's definitely bigger than that. But like the tablet portion of it is most certainly like a what was Google's tablet? The first one's called.
Ooh.
Nexus tablet. It's a little bit. It's what the size of a Nexus 7 tablet with controllers on the side. It's kind of freaky how little it is, but it's super awesome. It's so good. It's the College Humor joke sketch that they did, the realistic Switch commercial, is absolutely 100% true. And if you haven't seen that, the College Humor commercial is like the guy playing Zelda, and just like, he gets up, puts the controllers on the side, picks it up out of the dock, and then instead of him taking his dog to the park, it just kind of pans over and he's just taking a shit and playing Zelda. And it's like, you hear the sound of him collecting rupees and just... And like, yep, that is 100% right. Because one of the very first things I did was play Zelda, and I was like, I gotta go to the bathroom. I can bring it with me to the bathroom. Yay! Thanks, Nintendo. And they're like, you're welcome, Adam. I'm like, get out of my house. So, I don't know there. But, so on next Gamescast, we'll probably talk more about it. And, Rage will just still be jelly until he gets his.
I am and I'm not. I know my time's coming.
It's my time.
My time's coming.
It'll be my time soon enough.
Sorry about that little technical difficulty there. If I sounded like butt cheeks for a good 20 minutes, but
like boot chalks.
That's gonna happen from time to time.
Yeah, it's gonna happen. But yeah, so I said two pieces of personal news. Since the last time we were all together, PewDiePie, the world famous, ultra famous YouTuber, did a react video to one of Evil Ice Cream's videos, and we've kind of, I wouldn't say we shot into the stratosphere or anything, but we've gone up like 2,000 subs, and we're now kind of a legit YouTube destination for some people, and we're just kind of getting views and stuff. So that's a neat little thing that happened to me, and I felt like I wanted to share that with you. It's not really news, but it's something that happened to your boy.
That's fucking great, man.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty great.
I'm just glad he gave you the shout out and the plug and shit. Like,
yeah, it's nice.
As we spoke about yesterday briefly, I didn't really look. I wasn't able to look at things from that kind of perspective as
yeah, man. Death to freebooters.
Yeah, certainly.
They're the worst, man.
Yeah, that's not okay. I mean, any mention, regardless, and I didn't really, like I said, I didn't think about it until you mentioned it. But no matter what you're showing for content in whatever kind of show you're making or whatever you do, the same way on the Reeg Report, where I always mention the author and the source of which I'm, reciting shit from. I'm always giving credit to that stuff. Anybody should always give credit to the material they're showing or sourcing, basically.
Agreed, man. Freebooting is the worst. It's something we have to deal with all the time, and it's even worse when it's somebody big, Because and not in this case, because PewDiePie was like, "Hey, left the Evil Ice Cream tag on the video," and was like, "These are these guys' video. This is hilarious, ha ha ha!" And boom, we shot up through the roof. But like, there are plenty of people who are pretty large, kind of funny, who will just watch my shit and do a reaction video on their channel. And I'm not saying that I'm against reaction videos. I'm 100% for reaction videos. Fucking go nuts. But when you don't give credit to the people who created the content you're reacting to, you're stealing from them, because then there's no reason for them to watch my content when they can just watch the full-size video while you're watching it.
Right.
While you're a more famous channel, and that's really shitty. Right. It really sucks, because it's just like, man, I'm trying to grow my brand and somebody's bigger brand is just stealing my shit.
Right. And in this specific instance, not even the because it was a weird thing of like Twitch commenters saying, hey, go check this out. Then what they do is they pull up the video, but what they do is they pull it up in a frame that doesn't even show your fucking channel name. So it's like, not only does it not mention it, but it's not even, you can't even see it.
Yeah, so it's just like, all right, tight. And then, you don't get anything from it, which neither here nor there, but it's like, it's one of those things where, like, when PewDiePie mentions us, we fucking did 1,700, more subs and did 300,000 views that night. And that's significant. That's a significant bump to a channel.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, if these guys would have done it with their Twitch stream, it would have been nice to have the ability to get that bump. But,
Agreed.
there's nothing you really can do to stop freebooters other than, report all of them. And there's not enough hours in the day to report all the people who steal your content. So
no, I saw a great photo today that actually reminded me of the conversation we had. So to that episode of Legion last week, where the Shadow King is just like right up in David's face, and he's just all he's just right in his ear. It's like this. Right. This is the epitome of basically every YouTube comment section.
Yeah, yep, that's about right.
Gross thing in the ear of somebody who doesn't want to hear it.
Don't put it in my ear, bro. That's the name of the episode. Don't put it in my ear, bro.
In my ear, bro.
Don't. Episode 50. Don't put it in my ear, bro.
In my ear, bro, or in my ear, bro?
In my euro? My euro?
In my euro?
Ear, bro? Don't put it in my ear, bro. I don't know now. I don't know what we're doing.
Who knows?
I don't know what we're doing anymore. But that being said, we have reached what is going to be called trailer time. Time for the trailers.
Trailer time.
There are 4 of them. And we'll start off with the most Edgar Wright one first.
Did you see it? Did you like it?
I saw it, and it felt very Edgar Wright, and I want to watch the movie, but I don't care enough to be like, oh, God, I'm so excited for it.
Sure. Yeah, we're talking about Baby Driver, by the way.
Baby Driver, you're driving me, baby. That's just a song I wrote just now because I'm fucking talented. And then I laughed at my own joke. And then I laughed at my own joke because I'm fucking cool. But yeah, no, like it looks neat.
It looks like Snatch meets The Italian Job.
Yeah, kind of. With, John Hamm, who's a handsome bastard, and Jamie Foxx, who's a handsome bastard, and John Bernthal, who's a Punisher. And you get to hear Kevin Spacey. He's the one who's like, is he slow? What do you think he's slow? As in like handicap? Like, yeah, that's the Bernthal's in it. But I really liked in the trailer where it's just like, kid got an accent, still got a hum and a drum, plays the music to drown it out. That's why he's so good. I was like, that's just classic Edgar Wright styling right there. I was like, this could be really good. Or it could be really Guy Ritchie-y.
Right, right. That's what I'm glad you mentioned that because that's the vibe I caught from it, which is why I mentioned the whole Snatch thing. But
right.
Yeah.
But like, this is his first movie since Scott Pilgrim, right?
I believe so. I would have to check the interwebs to look at the history.
First movie in 7 years, I think. We're gonna check it out. We're gonna test it out right now.
I think it looks super fun. I'm all for the protagonist being a fucking kid expert driver.
Yeah, I like the idea of him firing at the music. It's not World's End in 2013.
World's End.
Yeah, the one about them, the guys going out for the drinking night with the aliens.
Yes,
it's good.
Yes.
It's good. It's a good movie. So it's only 4 years, not 7 years. Okay. So that's acceptable. But take it or leave it is really kind of how I feel about Baby Driver's first trailer. So like it'll probably be great, but whatever.
Yeah. Well, and it was correct me if I'm wrong, but it was one of those festival things where the trailer actually came out. It's not like, hey, here's a movie we're doing, sort of the natural trailer release thing. It is intended to sort of be the preface to what I would assume we would get another trailer. Maybe showing somewhat more, maybe getting a little more.
Yeah, we'll probably get a story trailer before it comes out in August or whatever. But that brings us then to the most Charlize Theron trailer, which is Atomic Blonde. A lot of people are just calling it female John Wick, and I don't think that's really fair because John Wick most certainly did not have a smoking hot love scene between Sofia Boutella and Charlize Theron.
Agreed, and nor does he really have many collaborators.
Yeah, so like it's more like a hardcore espionage. My mom, when I showed the trailer to my mom, which is hilarious.
Wow, did you show her the red band? Please tell me you showed her the red band.
I did.
Yes.
I did.
Yes.
She's like, it reminds me of The Long Kiss Goodnight. I'm like, it does kind of remind me of The Long Kiss Goodnight with Gina Davis. And I was just like, that does kind of remind me of that. Good call.
With the
good
reference, with the hot reference.
Yeah, I was like, good work, Mom. You're fired.
Get out of my house.
Get out of here. So this is my house. I'm like, I grew up here. This is my house, dude. Oh, boy. But the action looks really good. Much better than Iron Fist.
Zing.
Yeah, take that, Iron Fist.
No, opening scene. I paid attention to the fight.
So much
because I literally just watched it before this.
So much punching,
and I thought to myself immediately, like it just looked a little too choreographed in a way.
Mm-hmm.
But I did like that they shared some of the same moves, which then kind of alleviated that me thinking that, and I'm just like, oh, okay, well, they're just trained professionals, and these are just common, blocks and da 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 da. But again, I caught Guy Ritchie vibes again.
Yeah, it definitely kind of had some Guy Ritchie vibe to it, especially with her talking to Toby Jones and the other guy, I can't remember his name, but with her,
McAvoy.
Yep. McAvoy really exuded a Guy Ritchie-esque.
Oh, totally. Let me help you with your bags.
Yeah, and just welcome to Berlin, dragging the dead guy or whatever.
Fucking right. I think I'm in love with you.
Yeah, that's too bad.
And was that? Did I see what's her name? Vicar or no? Shit, the chick who's playing the new. She was in Ex Machina and
talking about Alicia Vikander?
Yeah.
I don't think Alicia Vikander's in it.
Isn't she the French agent?
No, that's Sophia Boutea from Kingsman. Kingsman, the Secret Service. She has knives for feet.
I'm trying to think who she was in that.
She has swords for feet.
Oh yes. Okay. All right. Got it.
Reeg, how can you forget a girl who has swords for feet?
Well, X-23 kind of, did this.
She has knives in her feet. Her feet are not entirely swords.
Oh yeah. Okay. You know what? Nope, that's on me. So
there are different swords.
Yep.
In women's feet throughout the world, Reeg. Not two women's sword feet are the same.
And then we got Rose McGowan with an AR for a leg, and so on and so forth.
Women are different. They have different weapons for legs. That's just how life works, Reeg. Get with the program, Reeg. 2017. Don't be judging women by their sword feet. Man, don't be judging women by their sword feet is good, and so is don't put it in my ear, bro. The title battle for episode 50 for the souls of all who enter. Whoo! Ric Flair. The Justice League put out a trailer, and it's not good. It's not good. It's bad. Straight up. Straight up. Now tell me, do you really want to watch?
Just call it what it is.
No.
And you know what? We said on prior episodes that we were going to stop making fun of the Batman, but that's just the Batman.
We can't. Yeah, we're not going to keep making fun of the Batman movie, but we're going to go ahead and keep making fun of the Justice League movie because they keep trying to treat us like Superman's not in this movie.
Oh, I'm so glad you mentioned that. Because
there's
did you read
no
Zack Snyder's comment?
Yeah.
Hey, let me just quote this for the people out here. So there's just a little funky fucking thing going on right now because, Henry Cavill's been Instagramming and talking in various interviews about Justice League for since last fall?
Yep.
Not 2016 fall, 2015 fall. So Snyder was recently on USA Today, or did an interview with USA Today, and gave a super just fucking ambiguous answer as to whether or not Superman was gonna be in Justice League, and I quote, "It's hard to have a Justice League movie without Superman. That's how I feel about it." It was always a super intriguing concept to me to have this opportunity to have him make that sacrifice, but also have him be this, in a weird sort of way, the why of Justice League. What do you do now with him? What does this team think? What does the world need? All that comes into play. It's fun for us, but it'll be interesting for audiences to see what we do with him. What the fuck are you talking about? Are you trying to offend me?
Yes.
He must be.
Mm-hmm.
I've never in any of my days of being a fanatic for these films, games, just the culture in general, never have I witnessed somebody so blatantly fucking ignorant.
Reeg is mad. He's super mad.
No, wouldn't you? I mean, listen to that shit. It's just words mixed together. Like,
it's pretty nonsensical. I'm not even trying to doubt that it's.
I know. I'm just like,
look,
what the fuck,
you know how hard it would be to do a Justice League without Superman. Like, how do you even move on when you love Superman? It's like, dude, he's in the movie.
I know. We all know he's in the fucking movie.
It's like, bro, do you think you're fooling us with like him saying he's on the movie? He's in the fucking movie. We know he's in the fucking movie. What the fuck are you doing,
right.
Zach?
Cavill has been very vocal about himself being in the movie.
Posting photos of him on set.
Right. Like, he's in several of, 2 of the promo photos that were before. Granted, they're all the same goddamn promo photos. Just different variations of which order they're in.
Let me tell you this right now. I'm so excited to watch the Justice League fight bugs. They got wings. They're like dragonfly men. Oh, it's going to be so tight. I want to touch on a couple things in this Justice League trailer that kind of made me a little angry. What's your superpower? I'm rich. No, Zach. His superpower isn't he's rich. He happens to be rich. His superpower is he's the greatest fucking detective who's ever lived.
Ever.
He's like Sherlock Holmes on crack and speed and steroids all at the same time. And he's also like Jesus because he just gets people to tell him the truth all the time. And that's something I heard Jesus did to the Romans back in the day. I don't know because I don't believe in God.
No, he did that, yeah.
So I don't know.
I'll
co-sign but anyways, so that's frustrating to be like, cool. So they missed the point entirely about who Batman is. That's sick. How about the Flash? Well, you kind of like the Flash. Honestly, is the best looking part of this trailer.
You think so?
I mean, have I seen better?
There's not much good to look at, but
have I seen better speedster work? Sure. Quicksilver is still the best speedster I've seen. But this looks cool. Watching him
talking about Age of Ultron.
No, I'm talking about X-Men's Quicksilver.
Okay. Just to clarify.
I mean, still to this day, the time in a bottle sequence is super dope. I still don't really care for the X-Mansion one in Apocalypse, but the time in a bottle one was fucking dope, though. That was really great. But there are parts that I do like in Ultron where he's running from the train and saving people, or when he runs and throws Scarlet Witch out in front of the cops. That was cool. But like it was neat to watch him like duck and move around the bullets, and then have him like speed shoulder someone and watch them go flying because he's bringing such an amount of force that somebody would go flying if he hit them, and not just kind of like they get hit and they kind of take a little bit of damage.
Right.
But I don't fucking care for Drax plus Thor equals Aquaman. I don't really care.
God.
You know? And I love that just like, dress like a bat. I can dig it. And it's just like, you fucking suck, Jason Momoa. You fucking suck, bro. You fucking suck so much. You're lucky that women want to suck your dick off because you would have no career if you weren't just attractive as fuck.
Get him.
Like, he's a terrible actor. Like, he's beyond terrible. Like it's super bad. Like that's just the long and short of it. Like
it's really bad.
Not to say that don't go out and exploit your gifts. You're a fucking handsome motherfucker like him, go nuts. But like this dude is like walking around like he's Jack Nicholson when he's fucking John Lovitz as far as acting goes. But he just looks good. So fucking rock and roll with him looking good. It's just. God damn, do I hate someone who thinks they're fucking dope at what they do when they're just like, you're so fucking lucky, bro. You're gifted. You're gifted as fuck. At least show some humility about it. I hate what they're doing with Aquaman.
As do I. No, I just want to be in the room when Zack Snyder was like, yo, tridents are for pussies. Give them a quindent.
Yeah.
Or whatever the fuck that thing is.
Give him an octuple dent. There's no such thing as an octuple dent. Well, we're inventing it. It's got 8 tines. It's got 8 tines on it. Give him a trident, but each one of the forks has another trident on it. It's a trident.
And like, why does everything in Justice League happen between dawn and dusk?
It's right at the magic hour every time. And how come it looks like all the fight scenes take place in that area where the Dragon Ball Z characters fight?
Right.
It's
like,
it's
is
not
that
it's
Planet Namek y'all are on or what? Like
they're doing the spirit bomb. Oh, lots of problems. Cyborg looks cool.
No, he doesn't. He looks like the bridge between Transformers and Power Rangers, bro.
He looks all right. The only part about Cyborg I didn't like is when they show him flying and a mask goes over his face. I'm like, oh, hello, Iron Man.
Yeah, right? Because that's pretty iconically Iron Man at this point.
I'm like, oh, hello, Iron Man. Nice to see you. Justice League. We got our Thor and Drax. We've got our Tony Stark. We've got our Iron Man 2. We've got our all the women superheroes merged into one. And we've got a dead Superman who isn't in it, who's basically Captain America. Just kidding. He's in it, but we're saying he's not to get you excited about him showing up in the third reel. Just kidding. He's not in it. He's in it, but he's not. Justice League. Rated who cares?
Yeah.
Directed by Zack Schmeiber.
Oh my God.
Directed by Zack Steiber. That's not your name, dude. It isn't? No, it's Zack Snyder. What did I say? Zack Steiber. I like that better. I'll be Zack Steiber this time.
It's
ugh. It's nice to see you playing with others again. Yeah, it took like a bit. I dig it. It's probably temporary. It's just like... God damn it, really? Oh, boy.
It's so bad. Okay, we've ripped it enough, and I'm not done ripping it, but I want to speak more technically about it, and the fact, because Polygon made an article today about the similarities between Bruce Wayne mentoring the Flash and Tony Stark mentoring Peter
the Spider-Man,
and I just wanted to fucking flame this person who had wrote this article, because I'm like, what fucking trailer did you watch where Bruce Wayne is mentoring Barry?
Well, I mean, they're in a car together.
Okay. So because there's a car scene with the guy who's younger than him, that he's mentoring him.
Yes.
I guess. Okay. All right. I'll. You know what? We'll go with it. But
point retracted.
Oh my God! I wanted to flame this person so bad, and I refrained. Because I'm not that guy.
Your hands are just hovering above the keyboard, like
fingers were just
you're gonna get a taste of this rage fury.
Just tapping the very tops of the keys, just like, ooh.
I'm gonna fucking tell you. I'm gonna tell you so much.
But however, they brought up a great alternate point of that, and I think it was actually in a different article that Polygon had written. So I'm like, can you fuckers like get on the same page here?
Nope. No deal.
Somebody mentioned that what the Spider-Man trailer did very well, and we'll get to that one next, is where the Justice League trailer failed, in that they give us nothing to care about.
Yeah,
there is
not a goddamn
setup
thing
for why these heroes are coming together, other than there's a threat coming.
It's already here.
The stakes are not set for which side is going to lose what. There's nothing there.
Yeah, I'm trying to even think about it. It's like, nope, they don't even talk about what's going on.
Nothing. There's fucking nothing. It's a complete fan service. I'm like, if a fan trailer were to be made with like the best, like with Zack Snyder's budget, that was it.
Yeah, God, it's so not good.
It's super not good. And
It's
I'm like, I just hate to keep this fucking rhetoric going because we don't want, and Adam, you will co-sign this all day. We don't want these movies to be bad, but for fuck's sake, give us a reason to like them. Jesus,
I don't understand how the TV shows are so much better than the movies. That's the only, like, I don't understand. I don't understand. That's all I can say.
Where is Jeff Johns? Wasn't he supposed to be?
I'll tell you what, though. Jeff Johns is also part of that ill-fated, like, let's fuck the Green Lantern situation. So I can't say that I trust him in the movie universe the same way. You know what else is crazy? You know who else was part of the Green Lantern movie?
Who? What?
Greg Berlanti. Legendary Greg.
You enlighten me.
He created The Flash, he created Arrow, he created Legends of Tomorrow, and he created Riverdale.
Oh. Well, there you go.
So.
Fuck.
But yeah. Well, I'm exhausted on even this Justice League thing. I got to get out of this. And I want to talk about a piece of breaking news before we get into the Juiciest trailer because they're connected. Supposedly, after Spider-Man Homecoming and the sequel to Spider-Man Homecoming, Sony and Marvel are going to go their separate ways, and Spider-Man is going to be gone from the MCU.
Fuck off.
So here's the quote.
Fuck right the fuck off. No, don't. I'm not. No, don't do this to me live on the.
Here's the. At CinemaCon today, Amy Pascal, the producer of Homecoming, said the Spider-Man might not join the Avengers again for some time after the Homecoming sequel. One of the things that I think is so amazing about this experience is that you don't have to have studios deciding to work together to make a film very often. In fact, it may never happen again. After we do the sequel, because Sony and Disney and Marvel all decided that the right thing to do was allow Peter Parker and Spider-Man to be in the MCU and to work with the Marvel guys and have them produce this film. And I think that was a very rare thing for three companies to do and a very brilliant thing for them to decide to do because there are only so many stories that you can tell again and again and again about Spidey, and this is something that we would have never been able to do in any other way, so it was a very selfless thing that was very smart on the part of all the companies. So they're not saying that it won't, but they're saying that there's a chance that it won't. I honestly don't think there's a point where, as long as Marvel's making money, Sony wants that Spider-Man in those movies. That's how I feel about it. Reeg.
I don't understand.
If anything, just don't feel bad because that's like at least 5 years away.
No, I know, and I'm not. I don't really feel any kind of way.
Comic book movies will be so over by then.
It's just weird business fuckery that it's kind. I don't know. It's hard not. I don't want to go on a tangent because it just reminds me of like work shit where people just don't give a fuck about the people who are buying the product, the people who are using it. It's just it's them and that's it, and they only see it that way, and it's studio versus studio, and we own this property, so fuck you, and we're gonna get our money with it, and da 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 da. And so I don't know, it's whatever. I just it's in the same respect that I think Andrew Garfield had a wonderful first movie as Spider-Man, and the second one was just polluted and overrun with way too much shit going on. He never had his shine, really. Or he never had his opportunity to make the long run like Toby did, like RDJ has, like Evans has, like so many of these characters have had. And I want that for Tom. because he's so fucking good.
He's really good.
He's really good.
He's very, very good. He's very good. And
I
don't think he's gonna. I don't think he's gonna go away. I just think his ability to play with the Marvel kids might go away.
But how great would it be, because he is so young, to watch him in the same way that I've watched the Amazing Spider-Man comic book grow to this not middle-aged, but like mid-30s Peter, who owns his own company now, who does all these things. Like, how dope would that be?
Right. It'd be fucking awesome, dude.
To watch Tom grow up on screen as Peter Parker.
Yeah, dude, it'd be fucking awesome. Could you imagine
God.
Could you imagine a 10, 12 movie arc with him?
That's what I'm saying, man.
It'd be great. It'd be fucking dope. It'd be so awesome, Have him and Mary Jane eventually get married and fall in love and all that awesome shit. It'd be fucking so dope. It'd be fucking great. I just, time's against all of that, though. Like, nothing has ever said that we can get there. Not to say that it's impossible, but it's just saying that it's unlikely. But
again, to what we mentioned earlier with the whole Venom, Silver Sable, is like, Sony, sit the fuck down.
It's just like Sony's that guy who like finally gets back to he's like, I finally got all my student loans paid off. Time to go to culinary school now. Boom. And it's just like, dude, don't do that. Just use the accounting degree you just got. Shut up.
That's so true.
Don't go back into debt again. Oh no, I'm fine. But let's get out of this funk.
Yeah.
And let's talk about the feels. Spider-Man Homecoming dropped the trailer. And we were gonna record yesterday, but we absolutely pushed it to today because of the Spider-Man Homecoming trailer. And boy, oh fucking boy, am I glad that we did do that, because man, oh man, this trailer is awesome. It was fucking great. Everything about it's great. Like, it's just lovely. You get to see Pete zipping around through the trees, being Spider-Man, wanting to be an Avenger. Just basically get to see more of him being a kid. You get to find out that his fucking chest has a drone on it, in addition to like opening and closing the suit.
That's really cool.
And that the suit like also is like pressurized, so it can stretch and expand to like someone who's fatter, because Ned's wearing the suit.
The suit is so cool.
Like everything about it is amazing. And the web shooters, he can split the webs out of one shooter, and he can fire off cartridge-based nets and shit. Like, his web shooters have gotten
the trailer.
Are markedly better.
The fourth guy that he grabs there on the boat. Oh my god.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, and just watching him go, like the ferry, because he only uses one web shooter and it splits and he catches both of them. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was great, and throws them, and like the Vulture looks fucking awesome too, right?
Dude, did you see all the gifs I was posting today?
Yeah, dude, he fucking looks great. Like when he's like lifting him up by like the throat, and it's just like the Vultures, and just how great is that whole like, you get it, right? I'm the kind of guy who will do anything to defend my family, so stay out of my way or I'll kill you and everyone you love. And it's like, now granted, part of that line was in the previous trailer, but now getting the full breadth of it is like, damn, that's pretty awesome.
Right.
And the whole like,
the original Vulture did have a family, although I don't think this Vulture is speaking to his actual family. I think what he's speaking to is his family of like thugs and the guys he's selling weapons to, basically.
From what I understand from like the synopsis thing that they've talked about on the internet, is that he was originally a tech guy and his company went under, and now he owns a salvaging company that has been salvaging stuff.
Yep.
And Tony Stark is taking that over and putting him out of business because of the Sokovia Accords.
Stark created damage control, which is coming in and cleaning up the aftermath of hero fights. And
And
basically cutting in on the bottom line of Vulture stuff. So.
Yeah, so now they're turning to Life of Crime and using the Tinkerer to build better weapons, and obviously builds a fucking sweet flight suit for the Vulture, which is fucking awesome.
The sweetest of flight suits, because we finally got to see that thing. Like, I think in its number one, its full wingspan.
Yeah, it's quite the sight to behold. I'm pretty fucking excited about it.
Number two, it was off of Michael Keaton. We saw a glimpse of that thing going at Peter on it with nobody attached to it.
Yeah.
So it looks like it's able to kind of maybe go after a heat signature as a target or something.
Yeah, or be remote piloted.
or to be remote piloted. Absolutely.
Kind of like drone style, which was also very fucking cool. Yep. And I'm always a big fan of anytime a hero is underneath the foot of a villain and the villain's foot like clamps down on him. I'm always into that. But let's talk about the absolute best part of the trailer.
The part, like the exchange.
The part that put the water in my eyes and no, you're crying.
No, I'm not crying. You're crying.
After a whole action beat goes down, Tony is chastising Peter about what he did. And he's like, what are you doing out there? What if somebody would have gotten killed? What if this would have happened or what if that would have happened? And then Peter, in fucking just a beautiful delivery, beautiful moment, just like a son talking to his father. Peter just goes, I'm trying to be like you. And then Tony fires back at him, I want you to be better. And it's just such a moment, and it's like I'm gonna need still in very fatherly mode. I'm gonna need the suit back. I made a mistake.
Nothing without the suit.
And then he drops the Iron Man 3 level knowledge. The Iron Man 3 level knowledge on him. If you're nothing without this suit, then you don't deserve it. And that is just the hammer dropping on that trailer. It's just so good. There's so much heart in that 10 seconds that the Justice League could release 20 trailers and not have as much heart.
Right. Well, not only that, but to what I was speaking with on that Justice League trailer, I'm just like, even the bad guy has stakes.
Exactly.
In this trailer, like you know it. It's laid out there, plain and simple for you. So it's just like this one is so good, and I read a lot of things today about it gives too much away. You can't have a Spider-Man movie without it being an Iron Man movie, and da 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 da. And I'm just like, do you fuckers even understand? Like, do you? Because apparently you don't.
I just don't get it.
But you don't get it. What happened in Civil War? What's been happening? It's not about Iron Man. It's the setup.
Yeah, it's like
it's the fucking setup. It's not a bait and switch. It's not a hey, we're using Iron Man. None of it is that. It is a very, to me, because I could see it, you could see it. It's very black and white. It's the setup. It's establishing what Stark has learned from Civil War, how he has sort of grown in his own character. But as small as that is, it's what he's contributing to build Peter's character and who Peter will be in this movie and throughout his continuation in the MCU.
Exactly.
For however long we get.
And we're kind of getting to see what looks like Tony just in his face and the way he's carrying himself. Tony's just about done being a superhero.
Yes.
You can see it in his face where he's just like, I'm fucking tired.
Yep.
I can't keep fucking fighting these fights. Like, being Iron Man's great, but like I can't fucking keep fighting them. And it's going to be a giant contrast from the beginning of Civil War, where it's like me and Pepper got into a fight and it's over because she wants me to stop and I can't stop because the truth is I don't want to. Whereas like after Civil War, something very clearly has broken in Tony, and it looks like he wants to stop.
Agreed.
Like he's lost the closest thing to a best friend that he's had in Captain America, which everyone's be like, but what about him and Banner? I'm like, yeah, science bros for life, but Banner fucking is gone. And the only thing he really pinned on is that he got into a fight with Cap and it's over. But it's a really great trailer. You should most certainly fucking watch it 1,000,000 times if you haven't watched it 1,000,000 times already.
Yeah. The only, I think, gripe that I have, if I want to be like, PC and nitpicky about it, is we haven't had too much. And I guess this is where, let me backpedal just a little bit, or not even back, but just go backwards. We haven't had too much about the number one, the female characters. And this is where I don't think it gives too much away, because number one, historically, what Marvel trailer has ever given too much of the story away? When we thought they did, they fucking didn't. And we watched the movie and there was like, oh shit, there's a whole nother level to this. because we haven't even seen Flash Thompson.
Is Flash Thompson even going to be in this?
Yeah. Remember, he's the little Hispanic dude.
Oh, right. The dude from Grand Budapest.
Yeah.
I totally forgot all about that.
So we haven't seen shit from him. We got our first kind of real Peter Mary Jane interaction in this trailer. The previous trailer had just the kind of one-off jokey joke between Peter and Zendaya's character. And Aunt May has barely played a part in either of these trailers. So I think there's a lot to this story that hasn't been shown in these trailers yet.
Yeah, and we're probably not going to get another one. We'll probably get maybe one more.
Oh, yeah.
One more final trailer, but like...
It's funny because I was literally driving into work and I'm going, yo, May, Guardians 2, July, Spider-Man, November, Thor, we're not worthy, we're not worthy,
and
we're not worthy.
To close out trailer talk, we'll leave you guys with James Gunn's direct response to the Thor trailer. It may very well be the best trailer Marvel has ever produced.
Woo!
So, when that comes with Guardians in a month, be ready.
Oh, shit.
You are not prepared. But
nobody.
That got us out of the funk, and we're almost to the end. We got one last little thing to talk about. But as we like to do, before we talk about the last thing, we have our little internet data miner, Reeg. Go out there and find the tidbits, the cool stuff, the stuff that may have been swept under the rug, the stuff that might not just be a whole segment, and stuff that we like to call the Reeg Report. Take it away, Reeg.
We got 5 items on the Reeg Report this week because I didn't want to backtrack too much to 2 weeks ago. I know you guys are out there. You too keep up to date with the things going on. And to be honest, they're... the things that I had on the list, you more than likely probably know about. So I kept it to the 5 that I thought you may or may not have heard about. So, number 1 being that Zazie Beetz, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly.
I was saying Zazzy, but that can't possibly be right, but I like it.
Zazzy,
she's so Zazzy.
Has been cast as Domino in Deadpool 2.
Domino is officially happening, y'all.
She is known for her role in Atlanta, which is a phenomenal series. Go watch that shit if you need to get familiar with her. She's going to kill it as Domino, I think, personally. So very much looking forward to that. Number 2, and I don't... Did you see it yet, Adam? Power Rangers?
I didn't see it yet. We
have yet to see this.
We're going to use Power Rangers as the introduction to our new show, Lobby Talk. So...
Boom.
You know, which will always, quick segue. Lobby Talk to me, a thing where it's just right after the movie. We're gonna have our most visceral reactions to a movie, which we will then later distill into review for the podcast. But we're gonna be shooting it in VR, and we're gonna have all sorts of guests. Okay.
Damn right we will. So number 2, Power Rangers has a post-credits scene. Spoilers. If you have not watched the movie yet, but if you pay attention to this podcast, you know that Adam and I do not believe in spoilers.
Don't believe in that.
We don't believe in that shit. Good storytelling is good storytelling, and regardless of whether we know or not, you tell a fucking story and we get amped. So, the post-credit scene. What happens is, let me elaborate for you here. After the 5 Rangers manage to defeat the gigantic, evil Goldar and send his master, the sorceress Rita Repulsa, back flying into space following a climactic battle, the movie ends with most of the teens returning to detention, where they are met with each other at the very beginning of the movie. But as they're settling in, the teacher running the detention calls out Tommy Oliver's name. Tommy can't be seen, but the camera does pan to a green jacket and an empty desk. Bum, bum, bum. So as many have kind of, speculated, we're going to get the Green Ranger.
Yeah, it's like the worst kept secret of all time.
Pretty much. I guess that's our news that surprises no one.
Yep.
Number 3, One Punch Man and Train to Busan are both on Netflix right now. I cannot express enough how much you need to go watch both of those. I think we both advocate Train to Busan.
Yep.
Incredible film. One Punch Man is just the best, most self-aware, over-the-top, ridiculous anime that I have ever watched in my entire life. And it's so awesome. And it's 12 episodes of 20. They're 23 minutes apart. I mean, it's like I honestly I want to fucking supercut the thing. So it's just a 3.5 hour awesome. Either way, animation's great. It's like I said, it's self-aware, so it's constantly even making fun of itself. It's just awesome. So go watch those. I cannot.
Reach, let me ask you something.
Yeah.
I was thinking about, as we like to do, we think about more content for the channel here. I was thinking of a show that would be great. That would just be me by myself, called Adam Hates Anime. And I have to watch anime on this show and break it down and critique it. And it would be the most roasty shit ever. And I would be more than happy to start with One Punch Man because you like it
only
so
if
much.
It's the ones that I suggest. you are unable to go and seek your own anime.
No, it has to be you and viewer suggestions only.
Yep.
And we could start that as a thing, and I will fucking rip it up. Because I feel like the scale will go from it's terrible, it's fucking terrible, it's almost the worst, and it's the worst. And now I'll be like, it was okay. It was okay is the highest praise that anyone can get.
Just unwilling to admit that it's legitimately fucking incredible.
I mean, that's pushing it way far on a scale.
Dude, I'm telling you, seriously, I cannot express it enough. I can't.
All right, fucking One Punch Man is the first episode of Adam Hates Anime, and I'm gonna fucking watch this thing. That egg-headed fucking guy,
you do.
And I'm gonna fucking light it up. I'm gonna light that shit up.
I guarantee you, first episode, you're gonna be like,
I'm gonna light this shit up, and you're gonna fucking shut your dumb mouth.
You're gonna be like, God fucking damn it, I'm actually enjoying this.
I fucking would never.
But I need to find a reason to hate it.
I would never fucking enjoy it. It could just be a fucking show about just
Are you kidding me? A guy who defeats every enemy in one punch and is so depressed because of it.
That sounds just exactly like something I'd hate. It has to be more fucking out there and weird for me to love it. Where it's just like, oh yeah, it's about a cheeseburger who fucking dreams of being a bowl of soup, but he can't because he doesn't have enough jelly beans to buy the soul transfer into a bowl of soup. So he has to fight in an underground fighting league. And it's like,
Jesus.
Yeah.
It sounds to me like you should be pitching some people at Funimation.
I should be, because I have nothing but good ideas. I could create the best animes because I fucking hate anime. So therefore, I'm not tethered to any of the tropes, baby. You know what? You know what the fucking title of the hamburger who wants to be a bowl of soup would be called? It'd be called Burger Soup, the show.
Ooh.
Or Burger Soup San. Like, there'd be something Japanese in there, like fucking.
Hell yeah.
Or like Burger Soup Z or Burger Soup GT 0 in the shell.
We're sidetracked, but I don't care because I'm so intrigued as to. I wish you had a reference for it because I'm genuinely intrigued as to what you would not like about this show.
I mean, we're gonna find out.
A guy who's just a regular ass guy has trained so hard.
Reeg, brother,
doing 100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups, 100 squats, and running 10 kilometers every day. So much that he went bald and became the most powerful hero. So much that he defeats every opponent in one punch.
We're going to find out, Reeg, because I wasn't joking when I said Adam Hates Anime is going to be a thing we do.
His special move is consecutive normal punches.
Just,
and his final move is Serious punch.
Please tell me that he says that it's time for the final technique before he punches or something along those lines.
Oh yeah, the very final episode. Oh yeah, it's fine. If you're gonna whip out your final move, I'll whip out my final move. Serious punch, and it's the greatest shit ever.
All of the animes,
the clouds across the globe split.
All of the animes that you love sound like something that would be made up by Tim Heidecker and Eric Wareheim on a Tim and Eric episode.
Well, cool. If they could get enough people to animate it, then I'm all for it.
Speaking of which, how did you like Death Note thus far? Before we finish out the Reeg Report.
Yeah, let's keep sidetracking. Fuck yeah, dude. Death Note. Probably I'm 7 episodes in. Loving it, but however, it might be the most infuriating anime I've watched to date. There's normally a protagonist, and I can't figure out who the fuck it is.
Well, then we better make sure.
I fucking hate.
We better make sure Death
kid.
Note is on the list of Adam hates anime shows.
I fucking hate this kid. Like he's a fucking psychopath. He's a scumbag. He's a piece of shit.
So,
and I'm gonna get into a few more episodes tonight, and
So then,
it's wow, man.
That being said, then how does the trailer for the American thing feel for you after watching some episodes?
It feels weird, and that's kind of why I'm going back and watching these, because I have no reference for it, and I saw a bunch of people throwing a fit again to what we were talking about with the appropriation shit.
And now that I get though. I get that shit.
Yeah, no, and I do too, because somebody had an amazing thread on it, similar to how Ghost in the Shell is, and in which I'm like, okay, these are two things you should actually be fighting for. This is bullshit. You can't have a white kid going around with a Death Note notebook cleansing prisons or jails here, whatever the fuck it is, basically, because it has very much to do with their culture over there. And yeah, I don't know, because that one was more of a teaser. It was like 50 seconds, I think, or a minute 10.
Right.
It was very short.
But they showed the guy, right? They're like, let's get started.
Yeah, Ryuk.
Is that the dude?
The demon?
Yeah,
Willem Dafoe.
The dude that they had do the PPAP, the parody of the PPAP video, the pineapple apple pen. He's the dude with like the Goku hair, but he's like but he's all.
Oh yeah. So I and this is where I got to go back and watch that teaser, because I'm not sure who was who in that one. I think that kid is playing Light, who is the main character in the anime, who is the piece of shit that I'm talking about, the fucking scumbag. Because it's so weird, dude. I'm serious. It's so weird to watch something where there's no good in it.
Who is the dude with like?
It's very dark.
Who is the dude with like the pale blue skin and the like the red yellow eyes and the spiky hair and like the?
That's Ryuk.
Okay.
He's a Shinigami.
That's like the only cool thing I've seen from that.
Like, yeah, that's Willem Dafoe's character, who basically he's lived his entire life and career to play this.
You're goddamn right. It's Willem Dafoe, because Willem Dafoe's the man.
Damn right.
And he just touches things and they turn to gold.
Kidding me? Fucking Boondock Saints. Put the headphones on and just go to town.
Turn to gold. Gold, baby. It's a gold baby. Gold Baby could be a good
moly.
Gold Baby could be
good. Yeah, that too on Netflix. There's a ton of shit. My God.
I know. It's like we could have a whole show called Adam Hates Anime.
I didn't even check. I've been on my Crunchyroll shit. I haven't even checked Netflix's
That's the title now.
Inventory.
I've been on my Crunchyroll shit is the name now. That's the name of the episode.
But Kill la Kill is on there. Is on Netflix. Watch that if you can. Oh my God, there's so much, but I digress. Back to the Reeg Report.
Back at it.
Number 4, Destiny 2 has been announced.
An announcement for an announcement, if I'm not mistaken.
A tweet for an announcement for a teaser to announce the trailer, which we'll get later this week. I think that, yeah, that's how it goes. Yep. So. Yesterday we got a quick little image with the number 2 and the last city burning below it. Of which it was kind of comical because Bungie released an image that I'm personally willing to bet is no Photoshop error, because they quickly replaced it because Reddit immediately took to the image and started speculating that a second traveler had come to destroy the lost city. Because you can kind of see in the image, and I'll put it up on the Facebook group for you guys. You can see another sphere in the background behind the traveler on this image, and it's not the type of size or even opacity or anything that would even remotely suggest that it is a Photoshop mistake. It's just not. It's clearly a smaller sphere behind, meant to provide that depth perception in the image. So they quickly removed that and put up another one with just the traveler, no other one behind it, so on and so forth. Anyways, today we got a nice little teaser with Cade talking about what's happening to the Lost City, why it's blown up, what's happened, da-da-da-da-da. Nathan Fillion, great job. Fucking loved it. I'm hyped. And we're going to get more, on Thursday? Yeah, so not tomorrow, but the day after that. So we got Thursday, March 30th. You're going to get the reveal trailer.
A guy has one drink. That's my
one. Not even a full. I don't even think you finished that drink.
That's my favorite part of the trailers. The guy has one drink.
Oh yeah, the major yelling at him, or the general, or whatever. Yeah. Cade.
Yeah, what? A guy has one drink. he goes.
It's really good.
He just goes running back off into the battle. I was like, I enjoyed that so much that I was like, I fucking am kind of excited about Destiny 2 now. Only if I can play as the bartender. That's kind of the only character I want to play as, is the bartender.
Just serving.
Mixing up drinks and figuring out new recipes,
Hell yeah.
I didn't see this whole second traveler image at all. I'm going to have to look at this on the Facebook group.
Yeah. Or I can just, I'll send it to you.
I can wait and join in the discussion.
Yeah, because we haven't, I'm sorry. I've neglected you guys in the Facebook group for a hot minute.
I haven't. I'm there every day.
I feel bad. You lie.
I'm in there lurking.
Liar.
Waiting.
Just
watching.
lurking. Damn.
Always watching.
All right, item number 5. And this one I am as equally excited about, because who knew that we were so close to this? And that is Telltale's Guardian series. They provided us with 4 screenshots, I think, a couple weeks ago.
Box art.
Which was on the Reeg Report to originally do. However, as of yesterday, they had announced episode 1 is coming April 18th.
Ooh, girl. Ooh.
Not only that, but the first episode, its title, Tangled Up in Blue.
Nice.
I am just in fucking love with this. Not only is it Guardians, but they're naming the episodes after classic songs.
It is a smart maneuver.
It is.
To play on that, movie level tie-in of the music.
Oh, absolutely. So, especially with the first one after a Dylan track. Ooh.
It's pretty smart.
You got me. You got me, Telltales.
It's pretty smart, Telltale. You think you guys are so cool.
But also, and I'll post, I'll post the screenshots they had released. But the graphics look so much better than everything they've done so far.
They do look really good.
I wonder if they have a new engine.
The Drax and Thanos shot looked particularly nice.
Right.
So
yeah.
My body
so that is the Reeg Report for this week.
We did it. We made it there. So thank you so much, Reeg. And our final little tidbit in the ever-evolving story of Chris Evans is, Chris Evans isn't, Chris Evans is, Chris Evans isn't, Chris Evansence,
but is,
Chris Evanescence, Wake me up inside and save me. Remember Evanescence? They were like hot for like a couple days. Yeah. They were just so fire for like a weekend. Trapped. But anyways, Chris Evans recently in an interview was like, "Hey, Marvel's a great factory, and everyone wants to work at a job at a factory that makes good stuff, and these guys are making great stuff. So I don't know if I'm ready to walk away just yet." But he also implied that it's not up to him, and that the contract will be up. And that, if they're willing to keep him on as Captain America, he's totally open to the idea of doing more. He just needs to know what's what and what they're going to do, because there are plenty of things that he still thinks they can do with Captain America. So,
Skull stuff.
I want him. I want him to be Captain.
Skull stuff.
Huh?
Skull stuff.
Skull stuff, dude. She said we could do skull stuff. God, you gotta stop laughing at my own jokes. I'm the funniest person I know, apparently. Boy. Oh, boy. Man, oh, man, oh, man, oh, man.
No, it's a weird thing because he's been back and forth forever.
I mean, he keeps saying that, you can kind of tell that he's just he is cool with not being Captain America, but he wants to keep being him, is really the move. And he doesn't know if he's in Marvel's plans, is the real question.
Right.
So it's like, well, I'm not in Marvel's plans.
We're talking specifically after Infinity War Part 1.
Right. Well, he's contracted for both Infinity Wars.
He is. I'm sorry, there's a question, but he is?
He is? You kind of have you ever seen the movie Blazing Saddles, Reeg? Because you just kind of pulled...
Oh, God,
you
yes.
You basically just pulled the Headley Lamar, and it's just like...
Right.
You know Heady. It's Headley. What is? My name. It's Headley. It is?
It is?
So... Oh, boy.
So, yeah, and that's where I'm like... Because we've been... I mean, fuck, man. How long have we been speculating about what's going to happen?
2 years? 3 years?
Infinity? It's got to be
10 years?
4 or 5.
15 years now?
At least.
30?
Since I was in high school.
37 years now? Just so many years? Past all of human history, we've been leading to this moment of knowing what Infinity War is going to be like.
It's what we do, man.
And then the Earth will end and start anew. And I'll have my Nintendo Switch clutched close to my chest, and I say, "It's all right. It's okay. The travelers come." Man, did you see what's getting released on the Switch, Reeg? Before we get out of here, they're remastering Disgaea 5 for the Switch, and I'm totally gonna get it.
Nobody cares.
Oh, I mean, you don't care. 1 billion cool people do.
Yo, okay, hang on. May have a little added extra topic here at the end.
Ooh.
Because I'm curious as to your thoughts on this.
Okay.
The $10 extra that it's costing for some games.
I don't like it.
Due to added manufacturing costs.
I don't really care for it.
Meaning you'll buy it on another console?
Oh, no, it means I'm just mad about it. I mean, I already paid for Isaac, and I was like, man, $39 for Isaac? That's a little steep. And I was like, well, Isaac's really fucking good, so I'll do it. But it also kind of just makes me want to be like, all right, well, maybe I'll just buy it digital then. But the games that are digital are still having the manufacturing costs tied into it. So I'm like, well, fuck it, I better get the cart then. But then there are plenty.
So wait, even their digital games have
some of them, yeah,
uptick of 10.
But then there's things. But if you look at
where's the fucking justification?
I don't know. If you look at the games, it depends on the game though, because Has Been Heroes today is $19 across the board everywhere. So
which is fine, but it's not on another console.
Yeah, it is. It's on Steam and it's on Xbox and it's on PS4.
Oh, well, I stand corrected. Then.
They just use the Switch.
So how much is it on those?
$20, just like it is on the Switch.
So it's okay. So this one is
I think
an anomaly.
The only game that I've seen that is more more expensive out of the gate is Binding of Isaac. Is the only one that I've seen that's more expensive than anywhere else. Because Snipper Clips is $20, and that's an exclusive. Splatoon is set at $60. The new Street Fighter is set at $40. Now, granted, I don't know what Ultra Street Fighter 2, the final challengers, if that's even going to come out on anything else, because that's been pretty exclusive to the Switch. So I don't know, but for the most part, like even Nintendo's games are priced at the classic $60 price point. But that being said, I don't care for the idea of like Binding of Isaac being $29 on Steam and being $40 on Switch just because it's a tiny cartridge. I don't like that. I hate it. I fucking hate it.
Yeah, I was.
I also think it's kind of a crock. I also think it's kind of a crock of shit. But
I was reading about several games that are getting the $10, specifically just $10. Lego Undercover City. What else is there? So you got Binding of Isaac, Lego Undercover City. Let's see, I can't. Rhyme.
Yep, Rhyme is going to be $10 more expensive. It's like specific. It's like specific indie games because what is it? Redout is cheaper on the Switch by $5 than it is on Xbox, which is $40.
Interesting.
So I feel like this is more of a crock of shit than it is an actual manufacturing. I feel like there are people who are like, well, we could probably double dip a little bit and say that since the cartridges are tiny and are specialized, that we have to make them charge more.
The way that I understand it, the way that it was written, and the replies from the actual companies who develop the games are that because it's not on a CD and it is not a digital release, and they have to put it on this fucking card thing, that manufacturing cost for the plastic or whatever the fuck it is justifies the uptick in $10.
I've been looking at Switch games this whole time about what's coming out. There's a game coming out in December called Troll and I, and it looks terrible. And I'm gonna have to.
Oh yeah. Oh no. People have been like, "What the fuck is this?" Like, it's actually kind of terrifying.
It looks super awful. Like the troll is like a giant version of Gizmo from Gremlins.
So we got Rhyme, Lego City Undercover, Binding of Isaac, Puyo Puyo Tetris, and several others that will cost $10 more on Switch than other platforms. Which, according to several articles, signals it's not just a one-off issue.
Right. It's weird. I don't like it. That's my hot take on the matter.
Well,
I fucking don't like it.
And that's just what I'm saying is I'm like, what do you... And I was talking to my friend about this today because he's like, well, why are you buying a Switch then? And I'm like, because I want to fucking play Zelda. Like, and any Nintendo exclusive, basically.
Yeah, it's like the reason you buy a goddamn Nintendo system to play Nintendo games.
Right. So, but I'm like, any of these other games, I will absolutely buy on another platform if I am that interested in that game. Number one, video output is better. Number two, it's fucking $10 cheaper.
Right.
Number three, I don't have a number three, but fuck.
That is number three.
It's $10 cheaper. You're not in Nintendo. You're not giving me a reason to want to buy these games on your platform versus any other. These other two have been out for, how long? I've owned. I just got a PS4 last year, but I've had an Xbox One for 2 years now. So I'm just like, what are you doing to gain me as a gamer to want to build my library on your device versus the others? Because you're not making a great case.
You're not wrong. But like we had said before, Nintendo waved goodbye to the hardcore gamer crowd a long time ago.
Yeah, it's true.
But and much like everyone has been speculating, Nintendo is staring down the situation of a second Wii, basically, with the Switch. People want this fucking thing bad. Bad. You know?
I know. I can't fucking find one anywhere.
I love mine. And I'll tell you, like, it's
Jeez, death by 1,000
It
cuts.
sucks balls. It sucks balls that it costs $10 more. But there are games where it's like, oh man, I could totally get this on the other system, but I'm probably just gonna get on the Switch. Why? Because I want to fucking play it on the go and I want to take it with me places and shit like that. And it's like $10 more. Fuck it, I'll eat it. I guess it's a fucking. I guess I don't get a burrito at Chipotle.
So you're totally grabbing Disgaea on the Switch.
Fuck yeah, dude! And I own Disgaea on the PS4.
I knew it, yeah.
I'm looking at the box right now. You're goddamn right. I'm buying Disgaea on the fucking Switch. I'm dropping another $60 on it and fucking making it happen because I fucking love Disgaea.
You're doing what I did with Overwatch.
Yeah, I fucking love Disgaea. Disgaea is a game that you fucking you play by yourself, and I could play it anywhere. I'll stop talking to everyone. Everyone's dead to me.
Bye.
I guarantee you I'm buying ARMS, too, because the more I see of that goddamn boxing game, the more I'm like, oh, I fucking need that boxing game. I need that fucking boxing game. You know, Lego City Undercover, I don't really want to play Lego City Undercover, not because I don't think it's good, but because I remember when it came out on the Wii U, and it's just like, it's like Lego Grand Theft Auto. I'm like, that's fucking tight. That's really cool. But I don't want to play it. I just don't want to play it now. I am kind of interested in Puyo Puyo Tetris, but I don't think I'm going to buy that either. I really want to play Redout, and I really want to play that other F-Zero game that's only $10 that's on the store right now. But I am having a ton of fucking fun playing Has-Been Heroes, and I'm probably going to take a break after we get off podcast before I go back to work on my other stuff and play a few rounds of Has-Been Heroes because it's fucking so good.
Hell yeah.
And probably go explore some more in Zelda and tame horses and shit. Like, they're straight up, and I know everyone says this, but like Zelda, it's fucking special, bro. It's a special game.
I know. Yeah, Polygon had a whole article on it today about how whether or not it's worth 10 out of 10. Is it a perfect game?
I mean, I don't feel like it's...
Or is it getting bonus points because of Nintendo nostalgia?
All I know is this. I don't think I'd give it a 10 out of 10, but I would give it a 9.5 on its way to 10. And I'll tell you this, sure. I didn't know there were open world bosses in this game. I didn't know that was a thing that happened. Like, I was just fucking...
Well, come on, Adam. Even I knew that.
I didn't watch any Zelda streams, bro. I haven't seen anything that's like gameplay of it other than the trailers. So I was fucking running around the plateau, and I found this little grotto where there's like, oh shit, there's tons of mushrooms and shit there. I could cook those and sell them for rupees. It's going to be fucking so tight. And I run in there, and then the boulders suck together and form into a giant fucking boss. And it's like, you're now fighting Stone Talon. And I was like, oh my God, what? And then there's like this fucking thing hit me with a rock and killed me. There's like one big rock fist and instantly murdered me. So I came back to it, and I ran at him, climbed up, and I fucking bashed his brains in and killed him. And I was just like, I fucking killed you, rock monster. And I was like, this game is so fucking fresh. There's fucking...
Right. Well, God damn it, man. Don't get me going on this
I'm like,
again.
they're fucking bosses that are just laying around and become things, and I gotta fuck them up. This is awesome.
Everything I read and I hear and I listen to, and I'm just like, it is the... so the gist of it from what I've collected is that this is an anomaly in gaming where it does what you think it should do.
Yeah, that's a very apt description.
Where you walk up to a moat and there's a drawbridge and you can see the strings from the drawbridge and you're like, if I cut those strings, the drawbridge should fall. So you throw a sword at the strings and they fucking cut and the drawbridge drops. Boom.
That is 100% fucking correct. And, you can set traps and it's like, God, I can fucking cut these lanterns down and light their whole base on fire, right? Because it's tall grass. And then it does, and you're like, oh, these guys are fucking dead.
It's the logic of the game that I'm just like, that is what is it. It's funny because if you go back like 4 episodes, whenever we really started talking about the Switch, and I'm like, I personally spoke about Zelda, and I'm like, it doesn't seem like it's $360 worth it.
And I gotta tell you, like,
to which
I think
I'm still like, in its entirety, probably not. But long term, with the rest of the things coming out, I'm like, yo, it's probably about $200 worth it.
Yeah, I mean it's so good to
play a game where you can do those things, where logic makes sense, where if you think it's most likely able to happen. That intrigues me.
Yeah, I've put in so little time into the game. It's so overwhelming, the vast amount of what you can do.
Sure. Yeah. Oh yeah. 100+ shrines.
It's insane. And these are all the things everyone's saying, but like, dude, it's hard to fucking it's hard to understand how big it is, and just like, oh shit, here's a whole moblin encampment. Oh, there's a treasure box there. I'm gonna fuck these guys up. And I've just done that, and I was like, oh shit, I should probably go do a quest or I should go find other humans, right? I didn't go find any other people who were alive that weren't like moblins and shit until I tamed a horse and rode it to a stable and then got a horse. And they're like, oh yeah, you can tame up to 5 horses. I'm like, I'll be right back. I'm going to go fucking tame horses for a while. And they're like, but Link, you're the hero of time. Don't you want to stop Calamity Ganon? I'm like, he's going to be fucking circling that castle for a long time. I'm going to go catch some horses. You guys keep it real. I'll be back in a bit. Don't tell me that I can play a game called Horse Stable Manager and I get to fucking figure out who is the fastest and best horse.
Right. Or like another one of my favorite examples was if you are in the I think higher mountain regions where it's snowing, very cold, and if you have a flame sword in your inventory, and you equip that flame sword, and whether it is in your hand or not, if it's on your back, it's keeping you warm.
Yeah.
That is amazing.
Yeah. Or you can eat like hot, spicy food to get cold resistance up. Like,
that is amazing.
Cooking food and preparing items and clothing changes and weapon changes. Everything you do fucking matters, dude.
I know. That's what I'm like, dude. I am honestly,
I'm straight up. You can just fucking climb stuff. Like, that's a mountain.
I know.
I'm climbing it.
And your stamina, and you can't do it in the fucking rain because you're gonna slip.
Yeah, it's that fire.
I'm just honest to God, I was driving to Target, and I had it in my heart that I'm like, yo, if they have this thing, I'm like, am I really gonna do this?
Like, we were talking about postponing the episode tonight. Because of potential Switch ownership. Like, it's...
Because I genuinely wonder, I'm like, yo, where does my life go once I own this?
I feel like I'm going to have to just, like, so you can at least temper some of your FOMO, I'm going to have to, like, swing by your place tomorrow so you can at least fucking see this thing in action.
Oh, man, shout out to my friends. Shout out to you. Shout out to my buddy Greg. You and Greg are the ones who who, as soon as I saw the Amazon Prime exclusive deal go up, because I knew you guys were trying to get one.
Trigger pulled.
I shot you the link immediately.
Trigger pulled within 30 seconds of you sending me the link. It was just like, already purchased. Yep. Got it. I got it now.
So both of you, I was like, yo, go, here it is. And even my friend Greg today was like, because he's fiancé'd up and doesn't play as hardcore as we do, but even he was like, if you want to borrow it for a couple days, and I'm like, please don't tempt me.
Be gone.
It's like you'll never see it again.
Let me tell you this, because this is fucking tough, because I just started playing Horizon Zero Dawn, which I borrowed from you. And aside from the world's worst tutorial section in the history of all games, because that shit was fucking unbearable.
In your
opinion.
Sure,
but I can only put it in my opinion. It's fucking unbearable. That shit was garbage.
Sure. No, I just the phrasing of which
it's not objectively garbage.
I don't like to. Yeah, I hate hearing sentences formed as fact versus I thought.
Clearly,
or whatever,
from the way that we've dealt with this thing for 50 episodes now, you can tell.
Right.
I'm phrasing it. So, garbage. But then the game gets pretty fucking good. Pretty fucking great, actually. And the problem is that I'm having is right now is I have a lot of work to do. I have lots of things I need to get done.
Yeah.
And when I do get a free moment, I'm like, I kind of want to just go fucking run around and maybe do a shrine in Zelda. And I'm like, well, I should probably go fucking fill up my medicine pouch and fucking hunt some more fucking robo dinosaurs because that game's fucking sweet. And it's like, God damn it, you games. And then like Mass Effect Andromeda's like, hey, why don't you get me? I'm like, why don't you fix your goddamn animations and then we'll talk.
Dude, I'm gonna skip it.
And then Nier Automata's like, well, when you finish Horizon Zero Dawn, I'm sitting at Regis' house for you to borrow. I'm like, shut the fuck up, Nier. No one's even talking to you. I'm like, I bet you're awesome, but I'm not even trying to think about you. So shut the fuck up and stay over there. Stay over there. Don't even talk to me.
It is, and I got a weird relationship going on with that game right now, man.
Have you gotten to the bullet hell part of it yet?
Where
it becomes like a top-down twin-stick shooter type thing?
Oh God, that's all throughout the game. It switches modes
because like that's one of that's one of the things that I was like, wow, I fucking love twin-stick shooters.
Oh fuck yeah!
So
fuck yeah. That's the entirety of the game. No matter which playthrough you're on, I guess my biggest. I don't know if I'm in the right mindset to be grabbed by it right now, I guess is what it's at. So I did my first playthrough. Well, actually, my first playthrough, I failed in the very beginning of the game where you can't even save yet. And it brings you fast forwards to the credits.
Nice.
And it brings you all the way back to the beginning, and it tells you you've reached ending W or something. So there's an ending for every letter in the alphabet. And then I get through it, and I'm finally able to save, and basically you make this progress as to what you're able to do in the game. It's very weird, but I ended up beating it in one ending as 2B. Then you come back as 9S, and that's where I'm at right now. And it's a very, very weird thing because I'm playing the same game as a different character in the same events in the same time frame that I played it in the first playthrough. But there are different things happening in the world, and I'm like, this doesn't make any fucking sense canonically. Like I should be experiencing it the same way if this is during the same time that it happened when I did it as a different character, but it's not. So yeah. Well, right. And I'm just like, okay, and it people are praising it, and I'm just like, I don't not like it. It's just not grabbing me yet.
Well, once you get like 20 of the 26 endings unlocked.
Though it's easy to platinum from what I see. I mean, fuck, the platinum trophy is at like 5.6% right now or something. So,
well, there you go. Didn't you say that Horizon's pretty easy to platinum too?
Oh, super. Yeah, I don't want to say super easy, but it's relatively.
It just
easy.
requires time.
Yeah, if you put the time in and just I did it in 50 hours. So.
I'm pretty sure I won't platinum it, but I'm having a lot of fun with it when I do get to fire it up. And I don't know what it is, but Aloy is very attractive in the face.
Dude, all of the... have you noticed the facial... So to that point of where Mass Effect is failing, like, have you noticed that? Like, how fucking dope that game is? Like...
Yeah, I haven't experienced any...
facial expressions to what's being said at what times, and just like...
Yeah, I haven't experienced any of the animation glitches yet. I do hope I get one of the ones where I talk to somebody and a man's voice comes out of a female character, because I think that would be funny. There are ones where like they'll talk to characters who are close together, and the talk animation activates for the character on the right, but the voice will come out of the character on the left because their hitboxes are so close together. So you'll get like a man's voice coming out of a child where it's just like, it's like a little girl and it's just like, we found enough food today to last us for a whole month.
Oh, wow.
It's pretty great. And I'm like, oh, I need that to have that happen.
Oh my God.
So I can hit the share button and save the video.
That's wild.
But that being said, that was a pretty sweet rant session that we went on.
Fuck yeah,
to
man.
stretch out episode
it's been a while
50.
since video games, you know?
It's been a while.
And it's
been a while. I'm glad we both went there. Episode 50, it's been a while. That's the name of the episode.
Trace dueling titles.
Oh, le dulce de titles.
Wait, duel implies two, though.
Well, dueling
Trace.
is like people fighting. It's a Mexican standoff of titles. Are there any other ethnically based standoffs?
I don't think so.
Or is it only Mexican?
It's an interesting topic you bring up there. Should we sidetrack on that?
HON Mexico, the Mexican standoff. I feel like that's a great place to end it because I want to play some Has-Been Heroes. I got to tell you, I got to get back to this.
I got more Death Note to watch because I want this fucking kid to die so bad. I hope he gets his. Oh my God.
Today. That, you know what? Let's for real. That's the name of this week's episode. I want that kid to die. Episode 50. I want that kid to die. Best Flarking podcast.
Jeez. Yeah, we'll get all the
right,
hits on that one.
And gals. Guys and gals, thank you guys so much for all of this. 50 episodes is a fucking big deal in podcast world, so we thank you guys so much, and we will keep on keeping on and bringing you guys more of this cool stuff. Hey, man,
life's a garden. And dig it, baby.
Yep, get that Joe Dirte in there. And supposedly, we should be doing Gamescast again real soon. Life has cleared up, for the most part, for all of us. So, we'll see you guys next time. Thank you so much. If you like the show, tell two people about it. Talk to us on Twitter. Talk to us on Facebook. Give us suggestions, all that other good shit. He's Reeg. I'm Dunners. This show's over. Episode 50 out. I want that kid dead.
Yep. Bye.
Later.